Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Forsaken reaction. Today we have Frostbite and Burnout. I'm going to be doing them back to back, just like your average mop told me to do in the comment on the last video that ended up getting over 500 likes. Jesus Christ, that's so many. But either way, apparently this is the same character, so I need to cover both of these songs. I don't know exactly which one is the first and second in this order. I'm going to be doing Frostbite, then Burnout, just because that feels more natural. But I really hope that that's the order they're supposed to be in, and there's not going to be any confusion there. But either way, I've got to listen to these, and without further ado, let's go! Kind of digging that distorted ice bell sound going on there. Ooh, ooh. That's a different use for... I think that's Miku, isn't it? It sounds like a distorted variant of Miku. Very high up in the register, too. I like how strained this is. It feels like an effort to get through this song. Ooh. Okay, wait a minute. All right. Okay. This isn't the direction I expected the genre to take. Okay. I'm really digging the energy on this. The transition into this, like, very heavy, like, I don't know if I would call it, this isn't like death metal. It's more like doom metal. A little bit of that Mad Carnival energy in there. Nice. He said the thing! Okay. Damn, all right. I did not expect that to be as fire as it was. All right, Ohaiko Music, you have my attention. That was really solid, and now I really want to hear what Burnout sounds like. I'm not going to be listening to Burnout quite yet. I want to talk about this song first. So I was thrown off by the start of it sounding so surprisingly spooky and lethargic. It sounded tired. It sounded like somebody dragging their body through the snow, and like there was this like constant air with the voice and everything, especially using Miku. Very good choice there. Having that uncanny valley factor of the Vocaloid voice there is like really, really cool because it works for this energy too. That like warbliness in the vibrato and everything. It just feels so cold and emotionless. So like that adds to the general feel of the song here. And then when it transitioned into that more metal sound, I was like, whoa, like genuinely I did not anticipate that specific genre also handled that well. I've only heard one other song in any Roblox game that handled that nearly as well as that has so far, and that was I'm Your Captain Now, which is pretty high praise. I thought that was a brilliant composition, and this one, while I don't necessarily think I would put it quite as high as that one, it's still pretty good. Like the way it was mixed, the way it was handled surprisingly well. Like my bar is kind of lower in expectations because I know a lot of producers for Roblox games are newer to the field of producing and generally composition, but this one was handled very neatly. It had a decent mix all the way across. You could hear every guitar part, all the drum parts very cleanly. There wasn't any like mud that I would necessarily call mud. Nothing in the mix that made me go, ooh, that doesn't sound quite right. You know, like it was just genuinely pretty solid. it. The vocals were very sharp in there, but that also kind of works for what it was doing. Again, having that like cold energy to the vocals. It didn't necessarily like fit in with the rest of the mix, and it didn't really have to because it was acting as kind of this cold layer on top of everything else, and it just sounded neat. There was also some like rhythmic changes in there. I don't know if there was actually a time signature change within that like metal section. There might have been one, but if anything, it started on an off beat, so I thought that was really cool. Just having that like subtle shift in the music, making it feel just a little bit more uncomfortable and unnatural, which I don't know the context of this song or when it plays really. I know it's a chase theme and that's about it, but I think that works for the energy if the point of the song is to be reflecting a character that is cold, unnerving. I mean, the title Frostbite kind of gives me a little bit of a contextual hint, but in general, the song feels a little bit off and definitely has this threatening aura over it. So I really, really like this one. And now I'm really interested to hear what Burnout is, because if that is actually the follow-up to this song, then I'm expecting it to be literally more aggressive, maybe have a little bit more fire under it, no pun intended, but also very much pun intended. If it's supposed to be the first song out of the two, then maybe this is like post-fight and then like the anger that builds after it. But I'm really not positive which one comes first, so I'm just gonna have to listen to Burnout and see what it gives me and see if I can make heads or tails of that way. So I guess let's get to that one, shall we? This one feels like it has more like intro energy. Oh no! No, it's starting with the change we had in the last one. Okay, I think I made the right choice. Ooh. That's a picture. Oh. Love that drum pattern there. The basic pattern, but the flams in there. Great double bass pattern there too. Oh, that was it? Oh, come on. That was leading into something. All right, I'll give it to him, but like, man, there was something else happening there. I don't think that's got to be the end of the song. I feel like there's more that was written and they just faded out because they didn't have the time to. So given the length of this one, I actually think this is probably one of those LMS songs. I'm still very new to understanding all of that stuff. I don't play any of these games, so it's just like, I guess this is an LMS given the length of it. I know that that's consistent with other LMS songs I've gotten to. I just didn't think about that when I was first looking at them. So I think I accidentally got the order correct here. But also, I did not notice the whole Project Diva Deep Blue label that was on the thumbnails for both of them. So I was right, it's got to be Miku, but it's just like, I don't know how I missed that. But what I do love about this song, just getting into the production again, same general things I liked about the mix, very balanced, very solid. I love the guitars were just kind of chugging there underneath everything else. The drums in this one were a lot more like straightforward, but also had a little bit more fun with the way they were written. The pattern of having the hi-hat and the snare, the flam on that snare, and it's just, oh man, there's little things that like as a drummer are making me nerd out because it's fun to hear people try these things and do these little pattern switches instead of just sticking with the most standard thing. And while that is usually the safer option, when somebody like this who clearly knows what they're doing tackles it, they can put things that are fancy in there because they understand when to do it. There are a lot of producers I've heard from multiple properties that throw in stuff that just does not make sense. And like as a drummer, they bug me because it's like, well, the drums would never be written like that. What's the point of having that there? They'll throw in a fill that doesn't make any sense, etc., you know? So it's clear that this person, this producer, definitely understands more of how to handle everything in a song, the general structure of all of it, but especially the drums. Again, too, that double pedal, that was a really nice pattern, a standard pattern for double pedal, but one that's super versatile and really makes you just get this stank face going. You're just like, oh shit, okay, there goes the song. And it's just good, you know? Like, that's the long and short of this, is that this was short, unfortunately, but also really nice, and I love that it like naturally progressed from that last one. Definitely had more energy, like I figured it was going to do, have a little bit more anger behind it as well, which adds to the energy, of course. At first I was definitely worried because it felt like it had more of like an intro vibe with the piano there, but then they just completely melted that away immediately and went right into the metal thing. So I'm pretty sure that that's just a generic intro they threw together because they needed something to make there. So you know what, piano, it's probably the best option, the easiest option, let's go for it, you know? But in general, just starting there is really good. And the distorted version of the voice, having it afflicted with all this distortion to make it sound like a metal scream, that was really solid too. And I really didn't mention it much in the last one, but I really did love that like Mad Carnival energy, and they kind of referenced that in this one. There's a little bit of a motif to it, especially right at the beginning. So it's like, okay, so they're trying to bring that back. And again, it's just really good, very nicely tied together, really solid production all across the board. I really have no other notes. This was surprising. I always go through a little bit of a whiplash when I'm doing these videos for Roblox stuff because they're all songs sometimes within the same game on Roblox that are made by different producers, and therefore the sounds are going to be different, the production's going to be different, every approach is going to be a little bit unique because it's a bunch of different people. It's not just one or two people making everything. So it kind of throws me off whenever I hear a song from one of these games that I'm like kind of getting like mixed results of, and I'm like, okay, that was decent, but it could use some work. But sometimes that's just how it goes. You get a song that's decent enough and a producer who knows what they're doing enough that you're like, you know what, stay the course, don't like stray too far away, experiment, continue trying to do stuff, but at the same time, don't try too hard to change what you're doing correct. Like, there's a bunch of good in here, and I do fear the potential of the person who made this going, oh, I want to try something really weird, and then just making something that sounds awful as a result. But also, I don't think that that is exactly a threat or anything. I don't think this producer is just going to turn around and make some weird shit, but maybe, I don't know. Either way, I had a good time listening to these, and I'm expecting to see more good songs from them in the future. Don't know when that may be, but I'm sure I'll see their name again someday. But if you have any other songs from Forsaken you want me to get to, by all means, drop them in the comments below, and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you just enjoyed this video and you want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!